I do finally what you're saying. What you're saying is you couldn't even if you thought that you could use this to somehow debunk the globe, it's not really. There's no way to prove or disprove this uh, model claim in the first place.
Just not
Well, there
easily.
won't be a way to prove or disprove it. It
There
could be
would
proven
be.
or disproven.
There would be if you had a good enough
Well,
measurement.
that's because when you ask of the flat Earth, there's people who thinks that they should be able to see across the entire thing, and those are like not valid requests. I think those
Well,
are not like real things to ask from the flat Earth.
Well, flat earthers think that testing a model is the reification fallacy, which is not true.
It's just the context
Also,
in which you apply it. For instance, if you're testing a car, that's fine. If you're testing to see, the survivability of someone being strapped in versus not strapped in, that's fine.
How the wind
You
flows,
can't test
stuff
the
like
Earth,
that, right?
You can't test the Earth.
That's a theory and that's a model. And yes, you can test the Earth. Of course
You cannot test the Earth in the same way that you would crash a model car into a wall.
Yes, you can.
No,
I want to hear that. How can you do that?
Come back to the problem Kosho had with Nathan, or Nathan had with Kosho. The problem was that John, who was on before Kosho, right? John was saying if the Earth was a globe, then this should supposedly happen, right? If it was a globe. But the difference is that people on the globe side are pre-assuming it's a globe before they ever find out if something is real or not. And Brenda, you are a perfect example of it. You pre-assume it's a globe before you do anything,
testing,
and
Brian.
that's the problem.
That's
that
called
is the problem. That's where the problem was with Kosho.
No, that's
and
not
Nathan.
a problem. That's not a problem.
No, it is a problem. It is a problem.
It's not a problem, Brian, because
that was the problem earlier with Kosho and Nathan. That's where this is the root
not a
of the
problem,
thing.
Brian.
This is the root of it.
It's not a problem.
Brenda say what Brenda's going to say because it's irrelevant.
It's called hypothesis testing, Brian. You make
what
an observation.
Are you testing, Brenda? When you're pre-assuming.
No, you have to. If you want to debunk the globe or debunk the flat Earth, whatever, you have to understand it. Or then you have to use the facts that or the model that they give you and test that model.
Kosho. This is the problem.
That's what you have to do.
That's what a hypothesis is, Brian.
The pseudoscience is full of pre-assumption, and there's nothing wrong
you're
with
wrong.
pseudoscience.
You're
pseudoscience
wrong.
is fine as long as you're not calling it
Brian.
fact. But the problem is we have a lot of pre-assumption based on pseudoscience. That is pseudoscience,
Brian,
and it's been called fact for the past God knows how long. It's not fact. It's not
Brian.
Brian, don't keep calling my name a minute. 1 second, Brenda. When I'm finished,
Brian,
what is it, Brenda?
Let him finish, Brenda. Brenda, let him finish, please.
Brenda doesn't want me to finish. No.
Well, let him finish, Brenda, please.
Brenda, this is for Brenda and Kosho, right? If you pre-assume something, then you're not testing a model. You're believing it as being reality.
That's false.
You cannot. No, it's not false. It's true.
It is false. Let me explain
the
why.
Problem earlier
Stop
with Kosho
talking
and Nathan
over me and let me
Kosho
explain why it's false.
I was the one speaking originally, Brenda, so you're talking over me.
You asked me a question and I'm
original
answering
problem
you.
with Nathan and Kosho was that Kosho didn't understand that Kosho was pre-assuming a model as reality.
No, you're wrong.
That was the problem Nathan
Brian, let me respond.
A model is just a model. It's not something that was proven to be actually real.
Stop talking over me, Brian. Stop talking.
I don't need you to tell.
Stop talking over me.
I would rather you were here,
Stop talking over me. Stop talking.
I'm speaking. You're talking over me,
I'm responding to you.
Speaking, you
I'm responding to you.
Hold on, Brenda. Brenda, hold on. Brian, you made your point. Now let Brenda speak a little bit, though.
So the way science works.
Listen to the gibberish.
Brian, shut the fuck up.
This is the part where I talk, Brian. So the way science works, Brian, is you make.
Here we go. I'm not listening to this. I'm not listening to your nonsense about how science works.
So
you
allow
have no
me to
idea
speak.
What science is or how it works.
I do. Yes,
you use things like shoes and donuts.
Nope.
Yes, I do. Examples. You have no
Brenda,
idea.
you're not credible.
You have no idea. You're a pseudoscience, Brenda.
Yes, I am because I actually know the science. Yes, I do.
Not interested. I'm not interested in wasting time with Brenda, lads. I'm sorry.
Excuse me. The scientific method is you start with observations. You make a hypothesis. A hypothesis is a what-if question.
You don't start with observations.
Yes, you do.
No, you don't.
How do you
start
how
with,
do you
start with,
that's,
no, you don't.
That's the opposite of
You start with a
science.
naturally observed phenomena. You
No,
don't
you
observe.
start
You don't
with
start by
that's
just
what an
looking at
observation
something.
is.
An observation is looking at something. That's
Yes.
not an
That's an
naturally observed
observation,
phenomenon.
man. Let Brenda finish, man.
Which is why she thinks she can look at a shoe and call it science. That's
Good.
that's
That's a
where the
different
problem
question.
is.
Hey,
Yes.
a fucking
This is exactly
phenomenon
it.
Natural
is something
phenomenon.
You
you
can
observe. Like,
ask
what-
scientific questions about shoes.
You can ask questions about anything, Brenda. There's nothing
That's
wrong with
the
that.
point.
There's
Yes.
nothing wrong with
But-
that.
but you-
when
you-
ask
Asking
the
questions is not
that's the
science.
problem.
Yes, it is.
No.
Yes, it is.
Scientific
No,
method.
it's
It has very strict rules and steps. If you don't follow
No,
No,
it,
it
it
it's not
doesn't.
science.
No, it doesn't. You're
Oh,
wrong.
so it's just fly by the seat of your pants, just
No,
guessing
it's-
everywhere you
no,
want.
it's not.
Guys,
It's
imagine
not.
that maybe
That's
you're in a cult and you're listening to a very incorrect cult leader. Okay, there's not a strict rules for scientific method.
There is.
Why?
There just isn't.
Why
There's
wouldn't there be?
Listening
Because
to a
there's
cult
many
leader would
disciplines in
mean
science, and if you can't adhere
Listening-
to a strict rule, and
Science is a
apply to all
method.
these-
hold on. Listening to a cult leader would mean that